Hi, Reverend Tom here, and today we're looking at Psalm 15, which is a psalm of David that really neatly ties into some of the themes that we'll be picking up in the Sermon on the Mount that we're going to start looking at on Sunday. The psalm starts off with a very straightforward question, which is really the point of the psalm. Lord, who may dwell in your sanctuary? And in verse 2, we start to get the first of 11 responses, 11 traits and characteristics of the person who may dwell with God. And it starts off, he whose walk is blameless, who does what is righteous. Now, that's a pretty tall order, and I know sometimes we all have difficulties with that, to live that perfect life. But it's important to realize that the original Hebrew has a little bit of nuance. For example, the term to dwell isn't so much a permanent place of being, it's more being a resident alien. That you come in, you aspire to be with God, but sometimes you may fall short, and sometimes you might fall out of connection. And the idea of someone who is blameless is not someone who is perfect 24/7. It's someone who's wholeheartedly committed to building that relationship with God. And that's a very tall order, as I say, but thankfully, we are able to be committed to God through the power of the Holy Spirit by following the way that Jesus has shown us. And in doing so, we are able to demonstrate a commitment to wholehearted living, a commitment to integrity, a commitment to loving others and to loving God, and finally, a commitment to putting those relationships before our own personal comfort and advantage. And as you reflect on this psalm, I encourage you to look at those traits and which one or two maybe give you the most problem. Maybe they're difficult to understand, or maybe you can see, yeah, that's where I don't measure up. And I invite you to pray with Jesus and listen for Jesus's leadership and guidance as you find ways to live more into that, to live more into a relationship with God. And so, friends, I invite you to stay blessed, and we'll see you next week.